What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean and Green Lawn Service in beautiful South Georgia. Hey, hope y'all having a great day today. Just out here hanging out with Darla a few minutes, and thought I'd give a couple of updates real quick. One is going to show y'all a couple of tools I picked up over the last couple of weeks. A 3-ton low-profile Pittsburgh jack. Got this from my shop down there. Hadn't been opened yet. Also got this DeWalt level here, but it's got the tripod and the grade stake and all that. Just one of those things I've wanted. You know, it helped me like with trying to make sure I got runoff down here at the shop and all of that kind of good stuff. And for probably some more projects I'm gonna do here at the house. And I could also use it, you know, if you want to, you know, make sure you got everything level, like building a deck or putting up a fence or, you know, whatever like that. So a lot of uses for it. And then also y'all saw in the back of my truck the other day that I had the auger in there that I haven't taken out. So I got yeah, man, I've spent some money on just some tools, just some stuff I wanted. Trying to see where Darla went. Darla, come on, girl, let's go see the goats. Come on, let's go. We're gonna go down here and check on the goats. She loves to go with me down there. Yeah, you like that, don't you, girl? Get out and run a little bit instead of that little pen she's got. But so I'm gonna show y'all that and just kind of do a quick update. So we got home this afternoon. Those of you who follow the channel, you know my wife had surgery today. She's in the house hurting. So unfortunately with the surgery, Darla, get over here. Come on, Darla. Unfortunately with the surgery, it's one of those deals where it hurts more when you first get it done than, you know, you feel worse than you did before you went in. And it's gonna be like that a few days probably. Not gonna be able to eat a whole lot, just real soft stuff because of the tube they put down your throat, and plus all the moving around because they cut the front of your neck to get in there. Darla, come on, girl. Here she comes. That fence ain't on. Come on. What are you doing? Yeah. So, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, y'all act like y'all ain't ate in days. So he's got his head through the fence. He'll be stuck. So, anyway, and then there's one other thing I wanted to share as a follow-up to yesterday's video. Obviously, I got to get away from these loud goats so I can do that. So let me feed them. They'll be quiet then, and I'll be right back. All right, as you can see, they quiet now. All is well. There's a squirrel running around there. And I don't have any idea where Darla went. Oh, there she is. She usually comes back, so I don't worry too much about her. But the neighbors have a small dog that barks and yaps all the time, and I got one too, but he's inside. But I just don't want her, you know, if she feels threatened by it, she's liable to bite it in half. So I just try to keep an eye on her for that purpose. So anyway, back to what, so if you didn't watch yesterday's video, this might not make quite as much sense to you, but I want to clarify something because, you know, I was talking about helping people and doing things for people and things of that nature, and leading people, you know, these young guys, really kind of modeling for them what it's like to be generous and to help folks and stuff of that nature. Darla, come on, don't pay no attention to her. And but you know, the other side of that is, man, I've had people do that in my life, you know. So I mean, I'm a product of exactly what I was talking about. I can remember when I mean, when I was a young kid, we didn't really have much, and I can remember some of my best friends, their parents, when they would go school shopping for their kids, they would buy me Levi's, and they would buy me Reeboks and stuff like that. I mean, you know, things that they didn't have to do, things that, you know, they weren't obligated to do. But you know, they just chose to be a blessing to me, and so those things rubbed off on me. And it hasn't stopped there. My best friend gave me $800 to well, he let me borrow $800 to buy my first truck that I bought myself. And trying to feed the dog too. And then, you know, he told me not to worry about paying it back, you know, later on. $800 back in the early 90s was a lot to come by, you know. And so, you know, and even my house, just as recent as my house. Now, I'm not going to call any names on this because these people wouldn't want you to know. But, you know, the guy that I'm going to say helped me frame my house, which he did it and I helped him. And he even worked on it when I wasn't even here. And put the OSB on it, all of that. Charged me absolutely nothing. Zero. Wouldn't take no money. And then there was somebody else that did some absolute thousands of dollars of free work on my house. And I can't even tell you what that is, because if I told you what it is, the people around here would know, you know, would know what I was talking about. And again, they wouldn't want anybody to know. And then I needed some money to finish my house, and I wasn't going to get a loan, not a mortgage. And so what I needed was a personal loan. But with a personal loan, you can only borrow, you know, I think it's 20% of your, here at my credit union, I think it's 20% of whatever your gross yearly salary is, or something like that. And so that wasn't going to be enough to do it that way. And I had just left the church, so my income was, right? I mean, I had business income, but I had been running the business part-time the year before versus full-time. And we you know, we gained a lot going full-time in revenue. So anyway, I was in a position where I just couldn't get much money. And so I talked to, I had a best friend of mine. He told me, he said, man, I'll borrow the money for you. And he did. And so, and I'm not gonna say how much it was, but it was a good chunk of money. And you know, and then I just made the payment on it. Well, I made like 3 payments on it, and some circumstances changed in his life, and that put him in a really good place financially. And he called me up one day and said, hey, don't send no more payments. It's the loan's paid off. Like, paid off. Like, there's nothing owed on it. I was like, well, I'll just keep sending you the money. He said, no, I'll just use it for something else, you know. So, my point in saying all this is a two-way street. So, I don't want to give the impression after yesterday's video, I thought, man, it sounded like, yeah, I just help everybody. I help everybody. But, you know, it's one of those things that if you factored out everything I've ever done for somebody, and you factor everything somebody's done for me, you know, over the course of my life, it's probably around break even. I mean, I don't know. Who could sit down and think of all those little small things and stuff that take place? $100 here, $200 there, or $20 here, $20 there. But I've been a product of people being generous towards me. And of course, man, as a pastor, golly, man, people do stuff for you all the time, you know. You know, it's not uncommon to go in a restaurant and you waiting on the lady to bring the ticket out and there's no ticket, right? Why? Somebody from the church, they're in there eating, they already seen you, and they have already got the ticket and paid for it. You know, and that's happened to me, you you know, from people that I'm not even, you know, churches I don't even serve anymore that have, you know, people have continued to do those sorts of things. So, you know, in my experience, I'm not going to say it works this way all the time, because you can, I have seen people that are very generous and people just outright take advantage of them, you know. But generally speaking, in my experience, you know, I've crossed people who were in need that I helped, and I've had times in my life where I was in need and people helped, you know, and so it's just worked out. And so I always say it like this. There was a man one time that made this statement. He said, you can't outgive God because his shovel is bigger than yours, right? And so I live by that mentality as far as helping people and stuff like that. Now, do I always just give stuff away? No, you know. Again, just like this little situation that, you know, with Z-Man that I made the video about yesterday, there's a sense in where you can give people stuff when they're in a place where they need it, and that's what you need to do. You just need to give it to them, no strings attached. But there's also situations where you need to teach somebody something, and I think especially for a young person, one of the most valuable things that you can teach them is about debt and the burden of debt, because you know, no matter what happened, that payment, you know, it just keeps coming. And you know, so and it's a lot better to learn that on say $3,000 or $4,000 than it is to learn, you ain't never learned that or experienced that, and all of a sudden you go out, you got you a job, you're making decent money, and you want to buy a $45,000 vehicle, and you haven't learned what it feels like to make that payment and not have that money that you work for, you know. So anyway, that's my follow-up. So hey, appreciate y'all watching today. Appreciate the people that reach out to me and you know, been checking on my wife, been in prayer for her, commenting about that on the videos and stuff like that. I know a good many of y'all follow me on Facebook. You've sent me messages, you've commented on the posts that I made throughout the day. So those things don't go unnoticed. I certainly appreciate that. And my prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you and that you might see all of your blessings as from him. Hope you have a great day.